So there's a theory floating around that Dolores might secretly be a villain in Encanto. Could that get explored in the live-action version? Plus, we think a behind-the-scenes image from Encanto hints at a trick that wouldn't work in live-action. So let's dive into everything we know about the live-action Encanto. First up, let's talk about that theory floating around about Dolores possibly being a secret villain in Encanto. Could this get explored in the live-action version? In Encanto, there's no classic bad guy, but some fans think Dolores might be the hidden antagonist. Mirabel Madrigal, the only family member without a magical gift, often finds herself at odds with Abuela Alma, who fears losing the family's miracle. Despite Mirabel's lack of powers, she steps up to save the family when their magical house starts falling apart. Meanwhile, Dolores, who has superhuman hearing, overhears all the town gossip, which fuels the theory that she might be plotting against her own family. Dolores' hearing ability isn't as glamorous as her family's other gifts, which could be a reason for her to want the family's powers to disappear. Plus, she's often overlooked in favor of her perfect cousin, Isabella, which might add to her frustration. Some speculate Dolores might be trying to sabotage Isabella's engagement to Mariano, and even hinting at Bruno's visions to stir things up. But calling Dolores a villain doesn't quite fit. While she feels left out like Mirabel and has her own frustrations, she doesn't actively try to harm her family. The film doesn't show her working against them, instead it presents her as a complex character with her own struggles. Encanto doesn't have a straightforward villain, and that's part of what makes it special. It's not a simple good versus evil story, but a nuanced exploration of family dynamics and the importance of valuing each person's unique contributions. While Dolores might not be the villain, Abuela comes closest to that role. Her desire to protect her family by holding them to high standards sometimes leads her to overlook their needs, especially Mirabel's. In the end, Abuela's overprotectiveness nearly costs her the very family she wants to save. As for how this theory about Dolores possibly being a secret villain in Encanto plays out in the live-action version, well, in the animated film, Dolores' character is more about her superhuman hearing and how it affects her relationship with the rest of the Madrigals, but the live-action adaptation might dive deeper into her motivations and feelings. This could mean exploring her frustrations with being overlooked and her complicated feelings about her family's powers. If the live-action film decides to highlight these aspects, it could give us a new perspective on Dolores' character and potentially tease out a darker side to her actions. We might see more nuanced interactions and internal conflicts that weren't as prominent in the animated version. This could involve Dolores struggling with jealousy or feeling left out, which might lead to actions that could be perceived as antagonistic. The live-action format might also allow for a deeper dive into how Dolores' abilities affect her daily life and relationships, possibly hinting at why some fans think she could be working behind the scenes to undermine the family. Furthermore, the live-action film could introduce new plot elements or twists that build on this theory. For example, it might show Dolores' internal monologue or present scenes that reveal her true intentions, offering viewers a fresh take on her character. The adaptation might also explore how Dolores' actions impact her relationships with other characters, like Mirabel and Isabella, providing more context for her behavior. If done well, this could add depth to her character and create more layers to the story. So while the original film didn't paint Dolores as a villain, the live-action version could explore this theory in a new and interesting way. On the flip side, a behind-the-scenes image reveals an interesting trick used in animation that wouldn't work in live action. A recent Twitter post by Crimson Mayhem highlights a neat animation technique where Mirabel Madrigal is shown holding up magical emerald shards. The image shows how animators stretched Mirabel's arms to crazy lengths to get the perfect shot for the film. This kind of trick is something animation can do that live action can't. In animation, characters and props are totally flexible, so filmmakers can bend and stretch things to fit their vision without the constraints of real-world physics. In contrast, live-action films have to work within the limits of real-life size and shape, which can make some visual tricks much harder to pull off. Animation also gives filmmakers the freedom to create grand set pieces and action scenes more easily. While traditional 2D animation was costly and time-consuming, modern 3D animation is quicker and cheaper. This lets filmmakers add detailed battles and explosions without breaking the bank or dealing with costly reshoots. And let's not forget, animated films like Encanto have a lot more creative freedom because audiences are more willing to suspend disbelief. This means directors can explore imaginative and fantastical elements that might be tougher to pull off in live action. Now let's dive into the casting for the highly anticipated live-action Encanto and see who might be bringing our beloved characters to life. There's a lot of excitement around who will take on the roles of Mirabel Madrigal, Bruno Madrigal, and Isabela Madrigal. Plus, we've got some intriguing potential choices for Abuela Alma and Julieta Madrigal that are worth discussing. Starting with Mirabel Madrigal, the vibrant and determined protagonist of the story, fans are eagerly speculating about who might embody her unique spirit and charm. A popular name being tossed around is Stephanie Beatriz. Known for her dynamic performances on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Beatriz has the energy and emotional depth that could make her an ideal Mirabel. Her ability to convey a range of emotions with sincerity would bring Mirabel's journey and challenges to life in a captivating way. For the role of Bruno Madrigal, the mysterious uncle with a gift of foresight, fans are excited about the possibility of Pedro Pascal taking on this complex character. Pascal, celebrated for his roles in The Mandalorian and Game of Thrones, has a strong presence and an ability to delve into layered, multifaceted roles. His portrayal could capture Bruno's depth and the emotional weight of his prophetic gift, making him a compelling addition to the cast. Moving on to Isabela Madrigal, the perfect sister who can create beautiful flowers and plants. There's a lot of buzz around who could bring this elegant character to life. Ella Balinska, known for her performance in Charlie's Angels, is a fan favorite for this role. Balinska's elegance and charisma align well with Isabela's grace and poise, and her ability to embody both strength and charm could make her a great fit for the character. When it comes to Abuela Alma, the matriarch of the Madrigal family who holds the family's magic and traditions together, Rita Moreno is a name that frequently comes up. Moreno's impressive acting career and powerful presence make her a strong candidate for the role. Her ability to bring depth and nuance to her characters could beautifully capture Abuela Alma's strength, complexity, and the weight of her responsibilities. Finally, let's talk about Julieta Madrigal, Mirabel's loving mother with a magical ability to heal through her cooking. Jennifer Lopez is a name that often comes up for this role. Lopez's warmth, nurturing presence, and versatile acting skills could perfectly embody Julieta's caring nature and her role as the heart of the Madrigal family. What do you think about these casting choices? Do you agree with these picks, or do you have other actors in mind who would be perfect for these roles? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your casting ideas and any other comments you have about the live-action Encanto in the comments below. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.